Hi, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
Hello, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning, Jose. How was your weekend?
It was relaxing.
Sounds good to know. Did you go out? Did you do something last weekend?
No, we stay at home.
Oh, you stayed at home. Okay. A good choice in this pandemic. Today we're going to start with our main courses. So this time we're going to do a model 3.2, which is the reading strategy. So we're going to kind of introduce the reading strategy, the points, the tips about reading strategy. So I'll be needing you guys to take notes. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good. Did you do the diagnostics?
What?
Did you do the diagnostics test?
Yes.
Okay. Put it in submit. When did you do that? When did you do the exam, the test? Hello, Lisa.
I can hear you.
When did you do the test? Which day did you do the test?
Friday.
On Friday. Okay. Okay, guys, so we're going to start with reading strategy. This is going to be the model we'll be doing for 2.4.2. And I would like if you guys can take notes. Like not copying everything, like taking notes of the important bullets, important points. So it's about the fundamental reading skills and strategies. So these are the content: what is reading, reading strategies, before reading, while reading, after reading, useful tips. So this is basically what we're going to do in this model. And reading, what is reading? Basically, reading involves grammar, vocabulary, spelling, and punctuation. This is basically what reading is all about. So when someone asks you in a nutshell, what is reading all about? Reading is about grammar, vocabulary, spelling, and punctuation. So here are some useful strategies to become a better reader. You have to know the punctuation marks. You have to know when to use them, how to use them. So before reading, you need to like preview title, headlines, images. So before you start reading any article, you look at the images, you look at the title or the headlines, and then you use background knowledge. So you try to maybe think of what this book or maybe this story or maybe this article is about. So these are the things you do before you read, like the picture, what the picture of the reading is all about in your mind before you get to know what it is. And then in previewing, you look at what type of text is this. So you look at the story or the article, what type of text is this? What might this title mean? What does the title mean? How does this title link or associate with what the book is going to talk about, or what the article is talking about, or the story, or whatever you're reading? What might be these images about? Most times we use images to like trying to describe the page or a scene or an article. Like we have title, images as a headline. So we look at all these things before we can read, just to imagine what this article or what this book is all about. Then you use background knowledge. Background knowledge, like we said before, the books you've read before, the articles you've seen before, you try to imagine to link them together. Okay, what does it look like? Is it going to sound like what I've seen before? Is it going to be familiar to me? Have I seen this before? Do I know this topic? Things like that. So these are all that runs through your mind before you start reading. So this is like a typical example, daily routine in our kitchen breakfast, like a typical example of reading. So without reading this, can you just think about what you think this article is going to be about?
About food.
About food, very well. Okay, so now let's read. We think this article is going to be about food because the title says something about food and we can see pictures of food. Now let's quickly read this article to see if we thought initially about this is what it is about the article. Who's going to help us read? Mary, do you want to read?
Yes.
Okay.
Daily routine in our kitchen breakfast. Susan gets up early every day to make breakfast for her and her family. Her husband David and their two children, Emily and Ben. First of all, she turns on the kettle so she can boil water to make a nice hot mug of coffee for herself and a warm pot of tea for her husband. She likes to lay the table in the kitchen so that the family can have a nice breakfast together. For the children, she likes to prepare different things every day so that they have a good variety of food and vitamins in their diet. Depending on the day she makes them, a boiled egg, cereal, yogurt, or maybe fresh fruit. Of course, not forgetting a large glass of milk or freshly squeezed orange juice so that they will grow up big and strong. Emily loves when her mother prepares pancakes for breakfast because they are her favorite. Ben, on the other hand, doesn't like pancakes. He prefers chocolate Cocoa Pop cereal. Once everyone has finished breakfast, the children help to clean the table and load the dishwasher. Afterwards, David goes to work and drives the children to school.
Okay, thank you very much, Mary. Now tell me, the article, does it have something in common with the title?
Yes.
Okay, was it what you thought initially was going to be about food?
Yes.
Okay, very well. So let's continue reading while we read. So in the process of reading, remember, before you read, there's certain things we do, like reviewing the title, the pictures. What does this picture mean? What is the link with this picture and the article? Now we are reading. And while reading, this is where the main deal is. And there are certain things that we also need to take into account while reading. So some of them are skimming. What is skimming? Looking for the main idea, finding the main idea of the article, of the story, of the book. That is skimming. Then we have scanning. Scan, find supporting details, examples. Looking for supporting details and examples in the article. Inferencing. Inferencing, what can I make of this statement? Like you infer, you think of, okay, this statement, what does it mean? Why is it here? Like inferencing. Check on non-vocabulary, if allowed. It depends on what you're reading. It depends on why you're reading. So if you see a strange vocabulary, a word you don't know, you haven't seen before, you can check for it. Search for it, look for the meaning, use your dictionary, or however. Use context to guess unknown vocabulary. So You have this vocabulary is new. You can use the sentence, like the contents of the write-up, to think of what you think the vocabulary means. Yes, it's strange, I haven't seen it before, but do I think I might be able to understand it if I follow the line of the sentence or that's the book? That is what it means. Use context to guess unknown vocabulary. Okay, I think this means beauty, since it's talking about a princess and it says gorgeous. Let's say the gorgeous princess. Okay, gorgeous is a strange word. I haven't seen this word before. What does it mean? And there's a princess. I think maybe it means beauty, like the beautiful princess. This is what I think before I get to know what it means. So highlight key details, strong language, adjectives, adverbs. So it depends on what you're reading for. If you're reading for studies, maybe you need to find these English grammar, then you can try to figure them out and pinpoint them out. It depends on what you're reading also for. So while reading, we need to skim, we need to scan, we need to infer, we need to check on non-vocabulary, and then use context to guess and highlight key details. So this is while we are reading an article or a book. Skimming. Check out the context to have general understanding about the text. That is skimming, like the name says, like the definition says. To look for the important words or the key details in an article. Useful questions. What is the main topic? That can come up while you are skimming. What is happening? This can come up while you're skimming. And the rest of it. Okay, now we're going to read this again and then skim and scan. So we're going to read again while reading details. Someone else should help us read. And we need to have in mind, this time, remember the other time we read the article because we want to see if the previewing was in line with the article. Now we're going to read to see the details, the key points, the new vocabularies, and then see if we can use the context to infer or think of what the vocabulary means. So say your microphone.
Yes, I read. Daily routine in our kitchen: breakfast. Susan gets up early every day to make breakfast for her and her family, her husband, David, and their two children, Emily and Ben. First of all, she turns on the kettle so she can boil water to make a nice hot mug of coffee for herself and a warm pot of tea for her husband. She likes to lay the table in the kitchen so that the family can have a nice breakfast together. For the children, she likes to prepare different things every day so that they have a good variety of food and vitamins in their diet. Depending on the day, she makes them a boiled egg, cereal, yogurt, or maybe fresh fruit, of course, not forgetting a large glass of milk or freshly squeezed orange juice so that they will grow up big and strong. Emily loves when her mother prepares pancakes for breakfast because they are her favorite. Ben, on the other hand, does not like pancakes. He prefers chocolate Cocoa Pop cereal. Once everyone has finished breakfast, the children help to clear the table and load the dishwasher. Afterwards, David goes to work and drives the children to school.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, through skimming, what is the main idea?
The
Susan routine.
Okay, okay. Yes. Mhm.
Could
So
read and
while reading, there are a couple of things we need to do while reading. We need to skim, we need to scan, we need to look for new vocabularies, and then we can try to use the contents to see if we can figure out what they mean. So now I want you to give me like those details using this reading. Like for example, you just give me the details. This article is about the daily routine, breakfast routine. This person makes this person makes this person makes this. And the word, let's say, for example, the word prefers, I think it means what you like more than the other, you know, things like that. Like, I don't know if you can put it together that way.
maybe a detail could be that Susan gets up early, so she makes the breakfast
Very well.
for everyone.
Okay. Okay. And did you find any new vocabulary?
I think kettle
Kettle, very good.
and also boil
Kettle and
and
Me too. I don't know what is kettle.
okay, so kettle is the small jug, is like a jug that we use to boil water, only water. So we use kettle to boil water or tea.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah. Some people call it teapot, but it's a kettle. Okay, very well. So now choose the best option. What is the text about? Let's do this proofing.
I think it could be A or C.
Okay, but
Sí.
I want, yes, thank you. I want you to give me the line.
tea.
Lisa is going with C, Susan's family breakfast, okay?
Me
Tea.
too. Susan's family breakfast.
I'm going with C.
Susan's what did you say, Miri?
Susan's family breakfast.
Okay, Jose?
Susan's family breakfast.
Okay, very well. Okay, good. So scanning, finding specific details, useful questions. What, who, how many, sorry. Who, what, how many, which, etc. So these are things you also need to find while reading, and it's called scanning, finding specific information. Remember, because I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between skimming and scanning? What is the difference between skimming and scanning at this point? Okay, so scanning is finding the main detail, the key details of the article, the key details, the main details of the article. And scanning is finding specific details, specific name, persons, how many times did something occur, which, where, when, how. So scanning does that. And skimming does the like a summary of the whole details, what the book or the article is about. So we're not going to read again, but now we're going to like scan. And you tell me through scanning, what information can you give me from this article?
What do they eat?
What they eat, very well. What they eat, good job.
Who are the members of the family?
Who are, oh yeah, very well. Who the members of the families are, very good. Lisa, do you have any suggestion? We have
The breakfast.
what? Okay, the breakfast.
Prepare every day.
Okay, what they eat, that's, I think I'm going to take that to be the same, what they eat every day or every morning, who the family members are, and that's right. It could also involve names like Susan, Emily, like David, things like that. We can also scan those things. Okay, so choose true or false. Susan makes coffee for herself. Pancakes are Emily's favorite. Susan drives the kids to school after breakfast.
True? No, the 3 is false.
Number 3 is false, okay?
Yes, I think the second one is true.
Okay,
Third is false.
okay.
I
And
think
the
that
1 is false.
You think what?
1 is false.
Number 1 and number 3 are false.
Okay, very well then. So what kind of, which one did we use? Did we use skimming? In this, let me say, this question, what did he do to the reading? Did he skim the reading or did he scan the reading? Did he skim the article or did he skim the article?
Scan.
Skim.
Scanning.
Scan, very good. So it scanned the article because this question is asking for a specific detail. So this is what we mean by scanning. Okay, inferencing. What can I understand from this statement? What do you understand from this statement? That is inferencing. What do you think? What you infer? What you think about the article from a particular sentence or statement. So can you think of something? Do you have any inference about the article?
That in the daily routine, Susan worries about the breakfast of everyone.
Okay, very good. Okay, that Susan makes breakfast for everyone. That can be a very good inference. Okay. Any other idea, suggestion, or answer?
She worries about everyone's breakfast, what her kids like.
Okay, very well. So she worries about everyone's breakfast. Very good. What the kids like, what they want to eat. Very good. Good one.
Season 2.
Okay. Luisa, please, can you read this part?
Yes, you cannot use this coupon after this weekend.
Okay, can you scan this message? Let's use cannot. Let's remove can.
You cannot use this coupon after this weekend.
Okay, can you scan this message?
I don't know.
Do you understand what we are doing? Do you understand scanning and skimming?
Skipping?
Do you understand what skimming is and what scanning is?
No.
No? Oh my God, really? This is basically what we've been doing here.
Sorry.
Reading strategies, reading strategy. The first one is to preview, to look at the topic, pictures of what you're going to read before you read. The second one is the actual reading. What you do while you're reading, you skim. Skimming is to look at the main idea of the article or the book. That is skimming. Skimming is to look at the idea, almost the entire idea about the book or about the article. And scanning is looking for the specific information, the specific details about the reading. we could have a lot of information about the article. So those specific informations or tips or details in the article is what we can scan. Like in the last one we read this message. It said, it's talking about, it gave us some details, the time of the appointment and for how long the appointment is going to last. Now, these 2 points are things you can get through scanning. So if I say scan this message, you tell me the important detail, the specific details in the text. And that you can do, you can call scanning a message. But if I ask you to skim this message, you're going to tell me the message is about a surgery appointment or a medical appointment. This is what the message is for, and that is skimming. And when I say scan this message, you tell me the appointment is going to be at 9:35 and it's going to last for 30 minutes. And this you can do through scanning. Scanning gives you the important information or the specific detail in a message. Skimming gives you the overall, the general idea of the message. Is the point clear now? Good. Okay, so now when I say, can you scan this message? Okay, let's bypass this one. Let's go to this message. Can you read, Lucia?
Yes, save to on any purchase at the petrol station by the showing this text message valid until this weekend.
Okay, can you scan this message?
Okay, it's about no, sorry, it's about the ticket. No.
Okay, what is the specific information here?
The message.
Okay, okay. Let's see if Mary can help out. Christian, is Christian with us? Christian. Christian? Yeah, Mary, can you help us out?
Yes, maybe the date when it's valid, the ticket, for example, here it says valid until this weekend.
Okay, so the specific information is the scanning. If you scan this message, what would you say?
The date.
The dates?
Yeah, the date.
Okay, I can't see any dates here.
Well, not the date. Weekend. Maybe expiration days.
Okay, so if you ask me, I would say save €2, like that's a specific point. Save €2 on any purchase, like they have a discount.
Yes.
So they have €2 discount on any purchase at Metro petrol station. Okay, guessing the unknown vocabulary. Use textual clues to guess unknown vocabulary. Look for examples, explanations, synonyms, and antonyms. So this means using the text line, the line of the message, to guess the unknown vocabulary. Like when we saw a kettle, what was the next word after a kettle? I used the kettle to boil the water for tea. And then what is kettle? I know boil, I know water, I know tea. Okay, I think kettle is the item or the object that you use to boil the water. Since I know what boil is, I know what tea is, and I know what water is. So I put the text together and I can imagine or guess what the word is or what it might be. Okay. There's someone, please.
I read.
Okay.
Due to unexpected weather conditions, Hansel Junior School will be closed today. We are sorry for this last-minute announcement. We will reopen tomorrow.
Very well. So, I mean, this is short and it's obvious. Can you skim this message?
Yes. Will be that
Skim.
it will be that there are weather conditions on the Hansel Junior School.
Okay, very well. Okay, it will be that the weather condition at AMSIS Junior School is bad. School will be closed. Now, can you scan the message?
The message is that is a last minute announcement.
Okay, very well. Last minute announcement can be an information through scanning, okay? Very well. And what do you think about school will be closed?
That they don't expect that the school will be closed.
Yes, they said the school will be closed. Do you think this is a specific point from the reading?
I think that yes.
Okay, so this we can also get through scanning. Specific information about the reading. Okay. Key details. Can someone please help me out with these?
Key details. Be careful about the strong language in the text. Adjectives, beautiful, great, awful, etc. Adverbs, always, never, only. Opinions, I think, I believe, in my opinion. Facts, actual details, not opinions. Agreement, I agree, it is true that. Disagreement, I don't agree, I disagree. I oppose that. Negation, not, never, nothing.
Okay, so these can be considered as key details in any article or any reading, any book or anything that you read. So these tips that I have given you here can be considered as key details while you're reading. So now after reading, remember guys, reading, you preview, you scan. This scan and skim is basically the most prominent points about while reading. That's why I didn't go deep into the others. So we preview. In previewing, you look at the title and the images, and then while reading, like in reading. In reading, you look at the skimming and scanning. And then after reading, we summarize, we draw conclusion, and then we identify the purpose of the text. Do we get it? So after reading, we summarize the article, we draw conclusion from the article, and we identify the purpose of the text. So this is basically what we do after reading. What does the writer want to say? What was the information in the text? So choose key actions Choose key actions to summarize the text. Leave the details out. So in summarizing, do not add the key details. Because when I ask you to summarize the article that we read here, for me, I would say it's about daily routine. It's about the breakfast routine, what they eat every morning, what each person eats every morning. I'm not going to say it's about, let me give you an example now. Please pay attention. I'm not going to say it's about a breakfast routine. Susan makes coffee in the morning, Millie likes pancake, and someone drives the kids to school. That is not summarizing. That is not summarizing. In summarizing, you leave the key details out. You're just going to give a general closure of what you have just read in few sentences or few words. That is summary. Put the events in order. This is what we do in summary. You bring the beginning, the middle, and the end, and you make them one, a whole. So you put all the text together, either in few sentences or in few, what is it called? In few words. In few sentences, few words. Don't put in the details in summary. If you add a detail in any summary, then it's not a summary. So while summarizing, leave the details out. And then put the whole text in order. Don't start with, in summarizing, do not start from the least, the last. Do not start from the middle. You have to put it in order, in the sequence, the first, the middle, and the last. In summarizing, you have to put it in order, in the sequencing. First, second, last. So don't start with Millie likes pancake and Susan makes breakfast for everyone in the morning. No. So you say, it's about breakfast routine. Susan makes breakfast for everyone, including or having in mind or considering what everyone or each person would like to take. Susan makes breakfast every morning for everybody, considering what each person would like to take. This is a perfect summary. I didn't add details. I didn't start from the least or the last. I started from the first, second, and middle, and I was straight to the point. Okay, so we're not going to read again. I'm going to have Mary and Jose, one person at a time, summarize this article.
This is about Susan routines. In the morning, she prepared a breakfast for all of the members of her family, according with their preferences and likes.
Very well. That is great. I love it. Okay. Jose?
Yes, Susan on the mornings makes the breakfast for everyone, considering the opinion and what they would like to take of all the family members.
Okay, very well. Susan in the morning. Very well. Good job.
Yes.
Okay. Choose 3 statements to summarize the text. 3 statements to summarize the text, which is basically what you just did. But just look at this and choose 3 to summarize the text. In choosing these 3, you have to bring the sentences together.
Susan wakes up to prepare breakfast for her family. She tried to include all types of healthy food like orange juice, eggs, cheese, etc. Then, after the breakfast is over, kids go to school and her husband goes to work.
Very well. Beautiful. Are you going with someone, Jose?
We'll select Susan wakes up to prepare breakfast for her family. She prepares healthy food and drinks for her husband and children. And after the breakfast is
No,
over,
you're going to pick only three.
yes,
Only three.
so it will be the number 1,
Mm-hmm.
the third, and the number 6.
Okay. Okay, good one. Great job, guys. So draw conclusion. Answer. So what? What can I do with this information? What can I understand from all of it? So in drawing conclusion, it's a personal decision. So what? Okay, this happened, and so okay, what is this information about? Like how am I going to benefit from this information? Is it useful to me, or is it utter rubbish? It depends. What did I understand from this article? So it's you draw conclusion, and that is like utterly onto you, like 100% your personal details. So let's draw conclusions. Yes, Mary? Let's draw conclusion from this article.
Yes, I'm thinking. And there is Emily's routine.
Mhm.
She wakes up until her husband goes to work and drives the children to school.
Okay. Very well. Jose?
So this will be the daily routine of the family.
Okay.
On the mornings, maybe.
In the mornings.
In the mornings.
Okay, very well. What can we infer from this text? Choose the best two statements. Remember, infer is what you think, what you can think of the text. What you're saying about the text.
The whole family have their breakfast together, and Susan tries to serve healthy food for her kids.
Very well, okay. Jose?
I will agree with the same. The whole family have their breakfast together, and Susan tries to serve healthy food for her kids.
Very well. Thank you, guys. Good one. Okay. So identify the purpose. What is the writer trying to say or do with this text? So you're going to look at what I have. You're going to scan this and skim this and pick out some points. What is the text for? Identify the purpose of the text. Is it to explain what?
Oh, sorry. She wants to share with us her routine.
Okay, so she wants to share. Let me see which one you pick. Share. Oh, okay. So she wants to inform.
Yes, I also choose describe.
Which one?
Describe.
Describe. Okay, she wants to describe her routine. Very good. Okay. Inform and describe. Okay. Yes, Jose?
It will be to show how the family members.
No, you just need to pick some point from here. Like, what is the text about? The identity of the text. Is it to explain how she does things? Is it to entertain the public? To inform the public?
Will be to entertain.
Hey, Miss, good morning.
Okay, guys, so we finish up later, okay? Time is up. I'll see you guys.
Okay. Bye, teacher. Thank you. See you.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Okay,
teacher.
bye.